Happy New Year, everyone. Good afternoon, and welcome to Topic Time Season 9, the beginning of which is today. Season 9, they've been doing this great show now for 7.5 years, since 2010. And here we are in 2018, and a lot of great guests lined up. And I have a gentleman right here who I think you may recognize. And, I always got to mention the weather. It's frigidly cold outside, but it's always warm in here. And this is one of the homegrown talents of this area, Dominic Damiano. He's got a radio and a TV show of his own in Attleboro, formerly Taunton, he told me, called 4 Deep Sports Review. Say it again. Which is
4 Deep Sports Talk.
Got it. 4 Deep Sports Talk, and he interviews a lot of people. excuse me, like at the scholastic level.
Yeah, high school level.
Yeah. And he's been doing, and this week coming up is his 10th anniversary. So I was delighted to be able to get him on here as a guest, and he's one of the family, so to speak, and so am I. So why not bring him in? So Dominic, thanks for coming in and being on my show tonight.
I appreciate it. Thank you for having me.
All right. Well, let's talk about you've been doing your show for 10 years, which is pretty impressive.
Yeah, 10 years, January 8th.
January 8th.
Yeah.
Okay, so you started January 8th of 2008.
Yeah, absolutely correct.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, as I recall, let's see, it's January 8th, 2008. Let's see, let's see, I'm trying to no, I think that was what the heck was it? I should know this. Well, I'll get to it in a little while. I got to think back. But in the meantime, I'm just trying to think what day of the week it was.
It was a Saturday.
Saturday, yeah. I would have eventually come to me.
That's all right.
Yeah. But so, how did you end up starting that? What were the events that led you to do that?
Well, I first started doing an access show in Taunton called Talking Taunton Sports.
Okay.
And a good friend of mine.
Was this before you started this?
Yes,
okay.
Exactly.
How long before?
That was I did Talking Taunton Sports for about 3 years. And then a friend of mine mentioned about the local access station, local radio station. They had in Taunton WVBF 1530.
Okay.
So I jumped on that. He was doing his own show. And
was this an AM station?
This is AM, yep. 1530 AM in Taunton.
Right. Yep. Okay.
So I thought it'd be cool to not just talk about pro sports and college sports, but talk about high school and youth sports.
Right.
So I started doing, bringing in the kids every Saturday, and my first show was actually Middleborough swim team.
Okay.
And I brought them in, and they had a chance to, talk about all the hard work, keeping the GPA. Coach got to, give some kudos to his coaching staff and, guys that help him out with the swim team and, that sport in general.
Right.
And then it just kept on going, and we started in Taunton, and then we started streaming the shows live. And
wow.
Yeah.
Okay, but going back to when you really began, the other stuff, were you interviewing pro teams too?
No, just high school kids. I just wanted to always just wanted to do the high school and youth athletes. I thought they get neglected a lot.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good. That was noble of you to do.
Thank you.
And I'm sure that a lot of them sing your praises too after all these years.
I think so, but they never come to me and tell me.
Well,
right.
Well, they're moving on. I mean, obviously,
right.
I mean, the people you were interviewing 10 years ago, and now, and they're probably married with kids of their own.
Oh yeah, right, exactly. Yeah.
Well, okay, so just let's break it down. You did it in Taunton for till just recently, and moved to Attleboro.
In October, I went to Attleboro.
Okay, why the change? I'm just wondering.
It's became more of a money issue because Taunton is privately owned and Attleboro owns their own radio station.
Okay. What's the radio station in Attleboro?
1320 AM WARA.
Okay, WARA.
WARA, yeah.
I like it. Okay.
WARA, yeah.
Yeah. I must be just, I must be zoning out that I didn't remember the day of the week that you started, because I always do, but just for some reason, yeah, I'm not hungover or anything, but maybe subconsciously I am. All right, well. And so now, it was basically it was financial gain that you moved.
Right, and being a 501(c), I throw a lot of my
What's
own.
that?
That's a nonprofit.
Okay.
Nonprofit.
Right.
And I throw a lot of my own personal money into it, and like shirts and equipment and stuff like that, because you got to be able to sell stuff, and I offer time on my website, and when I do a live show, I offer sponsors time there, and it's dirt cheap money.
Okay, so. I saw one show you did. You were interviewing, I think it was the Taunton Little Leaguers baseball.
Yeah.
Okay, did they win a championship?
They won the regionals.
They won the regionals.
And they followed them all the way to Beverly, Massachusetts. And the good thing about that, on WARA, as long as it's not a program, and I want to thank Jim Jones from WARA.
Cool.
For letting me, he just said, if the station's open, there's no show, you can broadcast every game. So every game was broadcasted.
Wow.
That I could, so all their whole regional run in Beverly, I was there and I put it on the radio.
That's pretty good. Did you do play-by-play?
I do play-by-play.
That's
yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, just by yourself, or did you have a color person?
No, I usually have an intern. I had an intern at the time. He helped me out with the book, and and was trying to learn how to be a broadcaster, a color guy.
Yeah.
Hey,
if you ever need another one, I'm down
available?
with that. Yeah.
All
I love
right.
sports. Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah, baseball's great. It's easy. It's probably the easiest game to to play-by-play because it's one batter at a time, and and the action is great, but it moves one, it's linear, so it's easy to just move one play to another. I did a little of that myself. 1987, I did a sportscasting seminar down in Princeton, New Jersey, and we got to go to the Vet, Philadelphia, the pros. Met Harry Callis, who was then the voice of the Phillies. Now he's deceased. He was also one of the voices of NFL films, which is what I recognized him from. His big call was Mike Schmidt's 500th home run, I believe April 17th, 1987. And that was definitely a Saturday. Because I remember that night I watched the NHL playoff game between the Islanders and the Caps, and I couldn't even stay up for it. It was so late.
Yeah.
It was like 6 overtimes.
Right.
And I think the Islanders won it, but so I did remember that.
Right.
All right, so what exactly does your curriculum in Attleboro consist of now?
Oh, now what we do is not only is the show on every Saturday at noon, it's also podcasting live.
I know, but I understand that. What is it, a half-hour show, an hour?
Oh, it's an hour show.
Okay,
Sorry.
That's fine, but what you do is you interview high school and young, and obviously even younger.
Yeah, youth kids, yeah.
Youth kids,
in
right.
Southeast of Mass, yeah.
Right, okay.
Oh, yeah.
That's cool. And
thanks.
And did you have, does this go on every week?
Every week. Every week. If not, we'll play an
older show?
I don't play an older show, and those will play the audio of it.
Okay. Now you pretty much do the interview yourself. Do you have some?
No, I have Lucy Cabral. She used to be an intern.
That sounds like
for
a
me.
Taunton name if I ever heard one.
Yeah, she's actually from Rhode Island.
Okay.
She actually did an internship with me. She graduated over at Bristol Community College.
Okay.
And then now I have Craig Salvador, who's an intern from Bristol Community College. He's starting his second internship with me. Finished the first one, and I had space, so it worked out with the school. So he's actually doing another internship with me, where he's learning more of the video side. Right now, he can run the board, the digital board, all by himself. He can set up the stream by himself, and And it's complicated because there's so many different monitors to watch.
Right.
On it's pretty.
It sounds like it's pretty intense stuff. It's like it might as well be a pro game. Pro games that you're covering.
Yeah. It's a little slower.
I know it's slower, but the fact that you get so much state-of-the-art equipment that you're using is pretty impressive.
Yeah, it is. And again, I go a lot, and I know a lot to Jeff Fowler and John Luck and Brian Barad and all those guys helping me out here.
Well, let me ask you this: How is BTV tied in with what you do there, or is it something you do something separate here? You're always here when I come in.
Well, what I do is when I started this, I lived in Bridgewater for about almost 3 years.
Right.
My son was going to Bridgewater Random. This was about 7 years ago.
Okay.
And Jeff really didn't have anyone. They kept on, from what I understand, a lot of people wanted to see more BR basketball, girls and boys, and BR hockey. So I said, I'll do it. Okay. So I thought.
Well, when you say you'll do, being play-by-play.
Play-by-play.
Wow.
And I've been doing it for about 7 years now.
There you go.
The hockey and the boys basketball, a little bit of the girls basketball.
Right. Wow. Okay.
So, and he lets me do my thing with the other shows, and if even though they're not directly related to BR, when I bring in the audio, the videotape of the games I did, the interviews I did on Saturday, we edit it here, and it goes on BTV.
Okay.
And I sent out to 30 other different access towns.
Cool.
Yeah.
All southeastern Massachusetts.
Well, I just started now reaching the North Shore. I have one show. My show is now it's in Woburn.
Cool, great city, Woburn.
Yeah,
I love that area. A lot of farmland up there.
Yeah.
Well, now being that you send the show to all these different communities, do you cover sports in all these different communities too? Are you traveling around, or you just? I'm saying, is you eventually going to be moving if you haven't done it yet? Are you going to be? The way I look at it, it's all about networking. People are going to see what you're doing down in Taunton or Attleboro, and they're going to say, "Well, let's get this guy up here. He's really good." You know what I'm saying? Is that what you're trying to do? You're trying to market yourself that way, right?
And I try to stay in the 30 towns I do cover. Like if when the Lakeville Little League Championship, it's not Lakeville, it's not Little League no more, but when or Middleborough Little League or Cal Ripken Little League when
Yep.
they do their championship game. I try to get down there and cover them. So I try to keep within the area, and I try to follow the teams as far as I can go.
Right, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So do you do like several games a week or a day? Or
Right now,
of course, now it's hockey season, so
Yeah,
there's no
well-
baseball.
well, I have the basketball. Right
basketball
now,
too,
yeah,
right.
Yeah, right now we're doing 24 games. We are doing
Wow.
6 BR hockey, 6 BR boys basketball,
Wow.
and then we're also touching Bristol, Plymouth, because some of the kids, in the area that I cover,
Sure.
go to the trade school.
Yep.
So we're doing 6 BP girls and boys basketball.
Cool.
And it's going to be now through the years. It's going to be live on Facebook.
Nice.
Yeah.
Live on Facebook, so
Yeah.
people can actually watch. If they know the time of the game, they can actually see
Absolutely.
it. That's awesome.
And we try to post it on Facebook when the game's going to be on and
Right,
stuff
and then of
like
course
that.
it's obvious, but then it's being taped, so you can replay it anytime you want.
Right.
Right. That's
They
great.
can go right to 4 Deep Sports Talk on Facebook and they can watch the whole game.
Yeah, that's awesome. Okay. Have you met any? I'm just wondering, have you done anything with pro or college at all?
One time I was helping out this lady. I met her at a football clinic. Long story short, I forget the tight end's name for the Atlanta Falcons.
okay.
But I actually interviewed him.
Was he in the Super Bowl against the Patriots?
No.
Oh,
This was like 7 years ago.
Oh, 7 years ago.
And I was trying to help her promote her thing right over the Connecticut line. She was doing a football clinic.
Okay.
And she had that gentleman from the Atlanta Falcons come down, and he was one of the instructors.
Okay.
So he was saying, promoting what he. So I did a little interview with him, and it was fun.
Sure, that's awesome. Okay.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Okay, but that's great. So you interviewed a pro guy,
Yeah.
a pro person.
Right.
Now, what is your goal for the future? I mean, I know you love working with kids, but is there any chance you're going to try and branch out, and maybe get more opportunities for the pros in the future or anything like that?
I'd like to see, if I could, I would love to see 4 Deep Sports Talk take off bigger in the Southeast, like it does down in Tennessee and Florida, because
You're talking about the country.
well, I'm talking about
When you
the
say
way that.
but when you say the Southeast, you mean that part of the United States. You don't mean Southeastern
No,
Massachusetts.
I do mean Southeastern Mass.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Because even though I think I do the guys tell me I do, even though they kid with me, I do a pretty good job covering what I do now.
Yeah.
I would like to see it get bigger, so it's something people could turn to watch or get updates of high school and youth sports.
That's awesome. Okay.
I would love to. That's how big I'd like
Do you
to
turn
see
out a
that.
newsletter at all, anything like that? Or
No, I have two younger journalists, one from Whitman Hanson and
Yep.
one
High school kids?
Yeah, well,
Okay.
they're just out of high school.
They're just out of
And
high
they freelance for their local paper.
Sure.
And I'm trying to get them involved so they can keep me abroad of what's going on in their area.
Okay, that's great.
Yeah.
And then because right now you're not doing anything in Whitman Hanson, but eventually, or you may be if you.
Well, I do send my show. That's one place my show goes to.
Oh, it does go there. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's say somebody wanted to see a list of the towns that it gets. Just go to BTV or go to just type on your website and
Yep,
it's all up there.
one word, 4deepsportstalk.com.
Just like on a shirt, folks. See it right
just
there.
on the shirt.
Yeah. I keep my eyes open for stuff.
Yeah, so if they go to the shirt, it has a list of all the towns we're in.
Right.
And that's it. There's a lot of other towns like Plymouth covers Duxbury and Silver Lake.
Right.
And New Bedford covers Onset, and there's all other different towns. That,
This is all pertaining to your.
yeah.
Okay.
Well, we
Great.
send the show out to.
Have you ever worked with Bill Wilhelm? You know.
I know Bill
You know
Wilhelm.
Bill. I figured you knew him.
Yeah, I
because
know him.
he has his radio show in WAU. We were talking about WATD before we
Yeah.
started, and he has the kids, the high school kids, every Sunday come to the best high school athletes in this. Well, I don't know about the best ones, but
Yeah.
he tries to mix it up and get as many high school athletes on his show, and he does it in a way that not just helps them promote their athleticism, but also their grades. Like he wants everybody to have a good GPA that's in the
Right.
in high school, that's in school sports, because he says it's kind of goes together. And I remember one day he actually on a show he asked somebody, or not on a show, but during a station break they were having. He mentioned the name of a high school kid and said, "Please, so and so, report to the office when you get to school." Yeah, I mean that's how he's in with the whole faculties of all these schools that he covers. So he wants to make sure that these kids are steered in the right direction.
Oh, yeah.
Are you as fidgety about that as he is? I'm just wondering, with your kids?
Yeah, what I do is I have the coaches, they explain, and the kids explain how they have to maintain their GPA.
Okay, because you mentioned GPA. That's what I thought. Okay.
Yeah, so the coaches help me out when we refer to that question, or they'll mention it
Yep.
during the hour. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And
Cool.
and
So your show does go an hour.
it goes an hour.
Goes an hour.
It
That's
has
good.
4 breaks. 1 quarter past, half, and then quarter till the hour, and then
During the breaks, it's like just regular advertising.
just they get regular advertising.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's pretty good. I mean, that's pretty big. You're right. You're on the. This is a WARA.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm just wondering. Your old station. You said it was WVBF.
Yep. It's still there in Taunton.
I'm sure it is, but I'm thinking Well, of course, there used to be WVBF FM in out of Framingham, which is now WROR. And I'm just wondering if there's anything when it comes to the call letters. It's not a problem that it had the same as a different station years ago. I'm just guessing. I
don't know. I'm not sure.
You don't know how that works.
Yeah.
I've always been curious about how they the call letters are determined and if they need to and the reason why they changed them.
Right.
But I guess it doesn't matter to you. But I'm
Right.
just
I mean,
wondering
I
if you
still
knew.
help them out with the high school football. I still cover the Coil and the Middleborough play-by-play.
Okay. Have you done a game at East Bridgewater?
I have.
I love that. I walk in the track. I think that's a great stadium.
It is. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
It is.
Okay, and the press box looks pretty nice too.
It is. It is nice. The show's also in East Bridgewater.
Yeah, I figured that. Yeah. No, I figured it was. I mean, it's a surrounding area. So.
Exactly.
Right. I asked you to name them all, but you said 30, and that's pretty. That in and
Yeah,
of itself.
you'll see like 19, but when you count all the other adjoint towns that
Right.
they help that they send the show to,
Yeah.
it comes to just about 30 towns.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay. So now that it's New Year's, now what happens now is that I guess pretty soon the high school tournaments are going to be starting.
Yep.
for the championship.
Another month, maybe.
In a couple of months.
Yeah.
Is there? I mean, I get there's really no slow time for this, right? There's always something to do.
No, because I already committed myself besides having the regular show on Saturday.
Yeah.
And we already have our guests already planned till March.
Right.
And
Wow.
we're working on March. We committed to doing, again, for the last 7 years, we committed to do Bridgewater and boys basketball and hockey.
Right.
And now we just picked up Bristol Plymouth to add something else to our venue.
Yep.
To do that. So, we're full. We're pretty full.
Now. How far? What's the furthest you've ever traveled to do a game? I mean,
Beverly, Mass.
Beverly. Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a pretty good hike from here.
Well, it was a Taunton Little League team, the
Okay.
11s, yeah.
Okay.
I was on the radio with WARA.
Right.
And we did the whole regionals.
I'm guessing it was last year.
It was.
Yeah, because you said you just moved to WARA recently, right? Was
Yep.
it last year?
Yep, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. That must be great. Is it? I'm just trying to think what part. Is it on Route 118 WARA in that?
It's
152 in that range?
right off of 123.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Sure,
heading
okay.
heading from Norton.
Yeah, exactly. It's a nice area.
It is a nice area. It really
Yeah.
is. It's pretty nice.
Yeah. Well, when it comes to when you go to do you have meetings with the staff at these stations to talk, to discuss what's up on the agenda? You know what I'm saying? Because I've always thought people that are in broadcasting have meetings. Because
just me,
for
Lucy.
the curriculum.
Yeah, it was just basically me.
Okay.
So the way it works is I have a set time.
Right.
And I've had over 10 years experience working with the old analog system, radio
Okay.
system
Right.
in Taunton.
Yep.
And I got brushed up on the digital radio station in Attleboro.
Right.
So the manager looks like this. If I can run the board, he doesn't need me. It's one less thing he has
Yeah,
to-
running the board's tricky.
Right, it is.
Yeah.
But I've been doing it for a while, and it's just, it wasn't that too far off from the old analog, except, it's more of a surround board type system.
Right.
So you got to know how to, pitch it right and watch the meter and listen to what's going in and pick up the calls, how to answer the phone. And
Exactly. Okay.
But it all comes with repetition.
You get a lot. You do get a lot of calls, right?
It all depends on it. Sometimes we have the pro station curse where they think we're going to hang up on them because it's a stupid question. They're nervous to call. It's always been like that.
Okay. Do you have a 7-second delay in case somebody says something?
yeah.
Yeah, I figured that.
Yeah.
Well, have you ever hung up on somebody for talking for
Nope.
you never do that?
Never.
Well,
Lucky.
Well, just curious. I try to give. You know what you're doing. You've been doing this for 10 years. But I
Yeah.
always try to give advice to people that might behoove them that I interview.
Yeah.
Is there any chance you might say, before you even take calls, say, by the way, we don't hang up on callers if they say something that sounds a little bit off center. We're trying to give everybody an opportunity to speak their mind.
Yeah.
And we know that most of you are sincere. If it's somebody making a crank call, that's different. We're gonna cut you off. But if you ask a question which sounds a little ridiculous, we're not going to cut you off because it's not right. We want to, we know everybody, not everybody thinks it's on the same level, and we understand that. Would you ever make an announcement like that?
No. Because
Okay.
nice times, I just want them, I I tell them, hey, you're the first on 4 Deep Sports Talk.
Okay.
We highlight, whoever's on the phone, whoever's in the studio at the time. And then they get done with their first question.
Right.
And I say, do you have another question?
Oh, good.
You know what I mean?
That is good.
Yeah, I don't even think that it's one and done.
Right.
I want them to let them know that, your question's probably a valid question, and you probably have another valid question.
Sure,
so why
sure.
limit it to one?
Right, why, exactly. And plus you get an hour anyway.
Yeah.
Well, in terms of, as far as questions go, are there any questions? Do they ever talk about pro sports, and do you allow them to?
Oh, yeah, I don't mind if they, I'm not going to hold their tongue. I mean, if
Okay.
they want to mention something that refers to the
The
high school
Patriots
team.
now have a top-seeded team again. I mean, if they want to
right.
mention that.
Absolutely. If they don't mind mentioning that, as long as they realize I got high school and youth kids in the
Have
studio.
any pro athletes or people in the pro media ever called in?
No, not that I remember.
Not that you're, okay, no, I mean, I'm thinking maybe that would be great.
Yeah, that would be cool. That
Well,
would be cool.
what about getting guests on that are, I mean, just to enhance, more interest that are in the pro
I
media?
thought about that. I thought about reaching out to the Patriots and the Red
Sure,
Sox.
I mean,
and
that,
have them come in and maybe give
They
tips
work
to
with
the
kids all the
coaches.
time. I mean,
Yeah.
it would be a good thing to do.
That would be awesome. I would love
Yeah.
to do that.
Yeah, I mean, do you have good PR for the pro teams in the area, or do you think? I'm just wondering.
It's just me calling them. It's basically a one-man outfit. And
Yeah.
The video side, I have Jeff and the guys and John and then
Here in-
Brian
yeah.
here in BTV. And then on the radio side, I have Jim Jones
Okay.
and all and all those other guys over there helping me out if I need a hand. But again, once you learn how to do the board, you're pretty much by yourself.
Okay, yeah, I'm sure. Do you run the board for anything else besides your own show?
No, that's it.
That's it? Does everybody kind of run the board for their own show, all the producers
Yep,
there? That's
yep.
kind of how it works?
Yeah, they're hoping that you catch on because, I mean, he's doing two things at once.
See, the reason I'm asking is because back in 1992, I was doing some work over at WMSX, which is in Brockton.
Yeah.
And they had about 5 6 different shows during the day, but there was only one producer. He ran the board all day. He literally worked like 7 in the morning till whatever time it finished at night.
Yeah.
And he'd come in and I got to learn from him, and I could see it was tough running the board, especially like sometimes if you're not fast enough, that you'll hear the ding 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 when the call doesn't go through
exactly.
fast enough.
Yep,
You don't want
yep.
that's like a taboo in radio.
Yeah.
Do you ever do any crazy sound effects? Just to, make it just to spice it up.
Our crazy sound effects is we pick up some good background music because
There you go.
what we do is
it doesn't have to be crazy, but just anything that's.
But what we're doing is we're letting everybody know who won and who lost in high school
Oh, that's
sports
good,
on
yeah.
Friday. We do that at the bottom half of the hour every show.
That's good.
So we let you know who won, who lost, and we
give
have a
the
little
scores.
background. Yeah, give the scores.
Do you also give like the stats if anybody had a really breakout game or something?
No, because there's so many scores in Southeastern Mass.
Yep.
It'll take up the whole hour. If
Oh,
you
I know,
try- if
I
you
know,
try-
it
You know what I
would.
mean?
Yes.
So we just try to get the scores off, and that takes about a good 3 to 3.5 minutes, maybe 4.
Oh yeah, that's pretty good.
And then we go right back into the guys we have in the studio.
Okay. Now I noticed with that Taunton game, that Taunton interview, you interviewed a lot of people in that.
Yeah, a lot of kids.
Damn, that was impressive.
Thanks.
To be able to interview so many people and doing it all by yourself.
Yeah, I mean, I had one of my kids there. He's a younger kid. He's a great kid. And then I had Lucy.
Yep.
And yeah, you're right. It can get crazy.
Sure it can. Did you say you have a son, right?
I have an older son. He's 23. Lives up in Beverly.
Okay, but is he an athlete too? Does he play sports?
Yeah, he played on the he played on the BR basketball team and the BR baseball team.
What year was it? What year was he playing baseball? It must have been because I covered BR baseball in 1988. I'm sure he wasn't even born yet.
Yeah, right.
Right. Yeah. And so I know some of the people. In fact, I don't know if you remember, I had Bob Hilberg on here. He's known as the Patriots stat man.
Yeah.
He wrote the book Total Patriots. And
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's pretty much friends with all the pro athletes in Boston. I see pictures of him with Ron Borges, Upton Bell. They're on WEI. Then Ron with Gronk, Rob Gronkowski. I haven't seen a picture of him with Tom Brady. He posted a picture of himself with what the heck was this? The first coach that got Raymond Berry brought the Patriots to their first Super Bowl.
Yeah.
On my IMDb page.
Yeah.
So he's constantly talking. He's hobnobbing with plenty of all the Patriots. And Belichick too. And he was with Terry O'Reilly the other day. The
wow.
Bruins. So he's,
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
it is. Yeah. So you might want to reach out to him. Maybe he can help you get some.
It'd be nice just to get their insight of any advice they could give the the high school youth kids and stuff like that. That'd be pretty cool.
Okay, well, now when it comes to like guiding the kids through their studies, I mean, you have what do the coaches say about that? Just say everybody must do this.
They got to maintain their certain GPA.
Right. Okay.
They got to maintain a certain GPA, and if you don't, you get no matter who you are, you will get kicked off the team.
And how high is the GPA?
70.
So it's got to be at
least a
least
C.
satisfactory.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
okay, I understand.
Yeah.
That's fair enough.
Yep.
Okay. I'm just now. Have you ever interviewed anybody like that's matriculated from like high school to college and made a look like they head into to bigger things?
I interviewed the BR. I want to say Mike. I believe his name was Mike Conley. He got drafted by the Cincinnati Reds.
There you go. Wow.
And he came on the show. He's one of my first baseball BR show. That was back
Yeah,
in
probably
09,
after I covered him though.
09, 010.
Yeah,
something
yeah.
like that.
10.
I mean 10.
10. Yeah,
09, 10.
1-0, whatever.
Yeah.
We're already
1-0.
we're already almost 1/4 of the way through the century. You might as well.
I know, right?
Use all the numbers that you can.
Yeah. So I had him on, and I've had quite a few other athletes that were really good. And,
Yep.
I can't remember them all. It'd be crazy.
No, I understand. That's good. So, I mean, sooner or later, you got to figure somebody's going to say, "Hey, this you got to get on this show." That's what you want. You want people
Right, I do. I'd like that. I like that. I like it that I have a full February. I'm hoping to have a full March.
Right.
And do April and stuff like that. That's what I want.
Okay. So you pretty much you do your own PR too, right?
Yeah, I do it all. I do it all.
Yeah. I mean, are there any? I mean, do you get a lot of it through Facebook too, or just? I mean, you just correspond with most of the coaches and the people in the.
Well, what I do is I check the MIAA, like when the
the
playoffs
Massachusetts, right?
and then
okay.
that's how I get ideas to get some of these guys in.
I understand.
And then as far as showing them off on the radio, I'll contact a Cal Ripken League, Little League. Can I come and do that? And
sure. Okay.
They want to see your nonprofit letter through the IRS and make sure it's legit, you know what I mean? And
sure.
Stuff like that.
All right, real quick, we're just about to wrap it up.
Yep.
We got less than 2 minutes. Do you do any other? Have you ever done? You've never done any coverage of games in other states, right? Or have you? Just real quick.
Just helping out BTV with the college, the CACC, but that was more of like a.
No, but how far away was that? Was that out of Massachusetts?
Oh yeah, that was we were in New Jersey.
Oh, you
Colorado,
were?
New Jersey,
Okay.
Yeah, that was fun. We were doing the intro of the show and brought it in, and actually Brian Barad and I and John Luck did that one year. The first year we did it.
Wow.
Then we did it in Philadelphia University. It's a lot of fun.
Just where I did my sports casting. Well, on that note, I hope you had a good time.
I did. Thank
you. You were an amazing guest.
Appreciate it. Thank
and
you.
everybody, Happy New Year, Happy 2018. We got a lot of more great episodes of Topic Time in 2018. So get psyched. It's just the tip of the iceberg. And keep watching, folks. Have a good one. Take care. You ready?
I'm ready.
All right, here we go.
I can't keep up like that.
Well, do it slower then. You bang your hands on the desk if you want.
Yeah, there you
No,
go.
I don't want to do that. You wreck the CD. It's already scratched.
All right.
But do it softly. There you go. Well, you don't have to do it at all.
A bass drum.
There you go. Last guest I had really good improvisation. He actually started singing to it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
He had his own
He's a
words?
rapper, Christian rapper, Ian Quinn.